Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today we're in Zone 2. We're going to be beating my 4th Soul Crushing Tower, Tower of Double Trouble, which can be found if you just go behind here. Here we are. So this tower, it's got a lot of wraparounds. It's basically, yeah, if you can do wraparounds at like 10 studs, then you're potentially good enough to beat this tower. I'd say the worst floors are actually the first 4 or 5, because if you fall, there's not really anything saving you underneath. Those are the hardest to get consistent at. There's a shortcut right here. You can just wrap around to this. Saves you a few jumps. Another thing about this tower, it's got a lot of wraps that are on a tightrope like this. Most of them aren't that bad, but there is 1 or 2 that are a bit tricky. These 1 studs are quite hard to see, so I recommend making sure you actually know where you're jumping. And we're on to floor 3, starting off with a few slanted wraps. Now this jump right here, make sure you're holding W when you're trying to land on the platform. It's pretty hard to get right, but as long as you're holding W, you should be good. Luckily there's only 2 jumps like that, and they're both on this floor. For those kind of tightrope wraps, just for every single one, I recommend first person when you're walking up to it, jump around, and then just jump straight off the tightrope onto a platform that's safer to stand on. Now here, this wraparound's a little tricky, so I found it's much easier to just corner clip. So if you're struggling with that wraparound, it's really easy to just do a glitch wrap. Here we have the second jump. Just hold D and jump when you're going, and then W to land on the platform. And we're on to floor 4. First 10 stud wrap, I think. Here you just need to go around the truss, simple. And then the same again here. You can do it like this, which I miserably failed at. Or you can just climb to the top like this and jump around. There is a risk of being flung, but if you don't know how to do it the other way, it's probably the best thing to do. That's probably the hardest part of this floor. Pretty big stick out there, so be careful. Here we have some triangular wraps. Let yourself slide down. Turn yourself sideways to do that. And you're pretty much at floor 5. Starting off with some pretty big wraparounds. And now we have the first walkarounds of the tower. Wrap around there, and then a few slightly bigger ones. But if you're doing this tower, you should know how to walk around. Just hold W and A, move your camera around. This tower wrap's pretty easy. When you jump off, make sure you're not with shift lock, and then quickly switch to shift lock. And then when you're doing pretty long wraparounds like that, make sure you're jumping as close to the wall as possible, keeping the distance to jump as short as possible. Make sure not to hit your head on the wall there, and you're officially onto floor 6. The worst part of the tower is almost over. I almost messed that up, but it's not too thin of a platform. This also starts to introduce spear jumps. There aren't any hard ones, luckily. And we've made it to floor 7. These next few floors are really short, but I don't like this speedrun part that we have to do. Mainly because it involves a tightrope wrap. I don't really know if this is the best way to do that wrap, but it's definitely the quickest. It's just kind of risky because you're not in shift lock at all. But once you get to here, you're safe from the timer. As you can see, short floors, and this is where the towers probably starts to become more fun. Anyways, onto floor 8. Nothing really to say about this floor. For this jump, I recommend holding W and D, jump diagonally to fit through there. For this jump, I recommend holding Yeah, this floor is pretty much just a break floor, as well as floor 9. Although this floor is less of a break because you do have a time limit. Luckily it's pretty easy to do, so don't worry about rushing. You just need to complete this floor before the timer runs out. That jump might be a bit tough, where you have to climb onto the ladder. But once you get to this platform here, you're officially on floor 10. This is the hardest jump for me, this tightrope wrap. It's probably the one that I struggled on the most, failed it a few times. Now this floor is probably the hardest floor out of these later ones. So you might fall here a few times. This is the one thing laying between you and victory, pretty much. Luckily, I know a few shortcuts. Here, you don't have to press that button and do a timed thing. You can just jump onto that wraparound and then jump across here. And you've skipped a bit. The rest of this floor is pretty easy. Just got some few truss flicks and wraparounds left. Do these last few wraparounds and take this tightrope to side B of the tower. And once you get to here, you do pretty much win. It's just a matter of time. So as long as you don't disconnect or something, you should be fine. Okay, you've got a bit of a timed speed run section. Just follow where I go. This floor is full of morphers. You basically just have to traverse each obstacle to get to the next one. Make sure you don't accidentally press a morpher that you've already pressed. That takes your progress back. Luckily, if you do fall, you don't have to hit all the morphers again. that simple floor, we've got another really easy one. You just have to survive until the timer runs out, and to do that you can just stand in this corner like this. Then once the timer runs out, you come over this way and proceed to the next floor. This is the last part of side B. Don't worry if you fall here, it doesn't teleport you anywhere. Anyways, once you hit that first timer, come over here and hit this second one. And now you actually have enough time to do this parkour. Once you hit this last timer, head back. You can go through here to side C, the final side of the whole tower. It's also probably the most annoying side to get past, but as long as you just keep trying, you'll get it eventually. This is a long jump, careful on that. This is probably the other tightrope wraparound. That's pretty tricky. Here you have some disappearing blocks. Make your life easier, I recommend jumping into that one like that, so you can just jump through. And then the rest is just reflexes. Just go through it as fast as you can, but also be safe. Once you get to here, if you fall, you get teleported back to the start of side C. Small skip here, you can, instead of doing these wraparounds, you can jump on top of them like that. Doesn't do much, but skips a few jumps. And this is the last floor. Again, if you fall, you teleport back to the start of side C. This last floor's got a few tricky jumps, but nothing too bad. 3 more wraparounds and then you win. 10 stud? This is I think an equivalent to a 3.5 stud stick out. Some people find that hard, but I had never really had trouble with it. And then that 9 stud wraparound. And then you win. And there you go, guys, my 4th soul crushing tower. It's a pretty fun tower, most of it. And hopefully, if you did need help beating this tower, hopefully this video helps you out. Let me know in the comments if it did. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.